My name's Adam. I'm in Medellin, Colombia right now, and I run the Done4You sales agency, the Nomadic Closer growth firm, and I'm your gracious host for our training today. So I'll start with this. This is probably not where you think this is going to go, but who's heard of NLP?
Oh,
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Who's heard of the 3 S's of NLP? See if I can make that pretty. Is anybody familiar with the 3 S's of NLP? Let's go through them.
should be,
Don't that look pretty? Don't that look pretty? All right. 3 S's of NLP. We've got story.
Okay.
We've got state. And we've got strategy. Here is the fallacy. Most of us, myself included, start, especially us men, start here. We start with strategy. We start with, what have I got to do? What are the tactical things? What are the things that I need to do to get the result that I'm looking for? And the reason that us men do this is it's just biological imperative. Men do, women talk. This is it's a slight side road, but it's a good one. Slight little side quest. Men do, women talk. Does anybody, Jim will remember this, back in the day before we had Google Maps and sat navs and whatnot, mum and dad might be driving in the car, trying to find a friend's place, trying to find a new place. Can't find it. Mum would say, let's stop and ask someone. Dad would say, no, I'll find it. Anybody experience that?
Yeah.
Right. Every single time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why, sometimes after 20 years of marriage, mum comes home and says, you don't tell me you love me anymore. And dad says, I fucking married you, didn't I? Us men do. We just try and do ourselves out of problems. Now, the issue is that what actually really drives a result is this over here. It's the story that you tell yourself. Because the story that you're telling yourself, consciously and subconsciously, will determine your state, which will then determine the strategy that you go out and do. And I'm getting to a good point here, so bear with me. So, if somebody is completely depressed, what are some things that they might be saying about themselves?
They're a failure. They're at the bottom of whatever society. Nothing's gonna work. They're gonna stay there forever. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of distortions of reality there. I am a failure. No, you're not. You're not even your name. You just are. I'm at the bottom of society compared to what? Nothing is going to work. Generalization, elimination, distortions of reality, right? Therefore, what is their state going to be? If we were to look at this person, what would their body language look like?
Small, compressed, everything.
Yes. Small, shoulders would probably be hunched, head down, right? So with this story and this state, what is their strategy going to look like?
Weak. There is no strategy there.
Yeah. No strategy. Right.
Yeah.
Why even fucking bother? I'm a piece of shit anyway.
Yeah.
Why should I even try? Right? Okay, so that's one extreme example. That's one complete end of the spectrum. So let's go the other end. Who is someone that you guys maybe look up to in general? Who's someone that you guys look up to in general? Anybody, business, sports, shout a name out.
LeBron James.
LeBron fucking James. Let's go. All right. When looking at achieving a result, winning an NBA, what are some things that LeBron probably tells himself?
He's the greatest.
Fucking yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I'm the GOAT. The greatest of all time. What else?
I'm a winner, probably.
Say again, sorry?
I'm a winner.
I'm a winner. I will make this happen.
Yeah.
What's LeBron James's body language look like when he goes out on the court?
Confidence.
Say again?
Take space.
Confidence.
Take space. Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Describe a confident body language.
Take
Upright.
space.
Right. Yeah.
Take space, chest up, head up,
Relaxed.
relaxed,
Where?
aware. I love that. Okay, so what's the strategy going to probably look like? Meaning, like, what are the things? Does he take risks on the court? Is he in the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the game. He's in the fucking thick of it. He's right in the middle of it. Does he make mistakes?
Yeah. Of course.
Sure.
Let's go the loop. When he makes a mistake, what does he say to himself?
It's okay. Things are always working out for me. I'm on
Boom.
the track to winning.
There you go. Therefore, what happens to his state?
Stays the same.
Stayed up.
So what happens to his strategy?
There's-
Gets right back fucking at it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You guys
Mhm.
seeing where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. So let's take this, because I always like to start here, because this is where everything stems from. So before I tell you, post this content, talk to these people, if we're talking to ourselves in a way that's not conducive to that result, none of it's going to matter, is it? So what color did I use? Purple. Let's make this consistent. Cool. So what are some things that we just heard that stood out to me massively when we were just talking about and presenting, hey, can we work on this? What were some key things that you guys heard already in the way we presented the challenge in front of us?
There's like a scarcity of there's more and more competition, so it becomes more difficult.
Yep. More competition. It's getting harder. How many offers did we say there were?
Fewer.
None.
Less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard no good offers.
Yeah.
I think I might be exaggerating, but it wasn't far off. Cool. When we wake up and say, right, today is the day I tackle this fucking problem, what's that probably doing to our state? How are we feeling about this?
Awful. Positive.
Positive? Who said positive?
Yeah. I mean,
Awful.
today's the day we tackle the problem, man. It's a good thing,
Okay. Okay, but if we
Move
say
through
today's
it.
the day I tackle the problem, but this is the story that I'm telling myself about the problem, what happens
Oh
then?
yeah, no. If that's it, it's like maybe we could put it off till tomorrow. Is what I would think on that.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah, sorry, Andrew. I did think I might have exaggerated with the no good offers instead of saying that, and I was curious what your take was. Got it. Okay, yeah. Okay, but let's say that is would it still be fair to say this is at least something that gets banded around the sales space at the moment, right? Maybe none of us are saying in here because you're all fucking studs and you're in the nomadic closer community because you're actually here to better yourselves. But if this is what I was telling myself about it, what would my state be? Would I be in a confident state? Would I be in a pessimistic state? How
Yeah,
would I feel?
super
Pessimistic.
pessimistic. Yeah.
Pessimistic,
Primal.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably almost lost before I started, kind of frame of mind.
Why is it happening to me? Sort of
Oh, why me?
thing.
Why me? Yeah. Why is it so hard? Oh, there was one more I was going to add in there. Lethargic. Would I attack this problem with energy?
Yep.
With lethargy. Cool. Okay.
Lethargy.
So, lethargy. Good word, huh? Not the same as leprosy, just for the record.
Jeez.
Right. What's the strategy going to look like?
Tough to get started. I mean, not real
Procrastination.
effective.
Yes. We're going to procrastinate, aren't we?
Yeah. Yep.
We're
And
going.
an unnecessary anxious state. Underperformance.
Underperformance. Yep. Not living up to my potential for tackling this task, right?
I would say also we may have a strategy. We don't really believe in it. We just do it. So we say we did something.
I might just go through the motions.
Yeah.
Might not even give it my best fucking effort, right?
Yeah.
And so then these three things are going to lead to like good or bad results.
Bad.
Bad results. I get
Yeah.
bad results. So what do I start telling myself?
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. There's no good offers. So what happens to my state? So what happens to my strategy? You see how this is a vicious. This is the key. This is the thing that people are skipping. This
Wow.
and this. Does this make sense, guys?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So before we even talk about this, let's talk about this. Let's go and flip that on its head. And by the way, you guys can use this for any result you want to create in your life. Literally anything that you set your mind to. If it's marriage, go and talk to Ibrahim. But for everything else, use it. Will do. Okay, let's flip it on its head. What would be a more accurate story to be telling ourselves? I'm not even going to say positive. I just want accuracy, because if we noticed, what we identified here were what was the first one we did? Oh, I fucking deleted it. Stupid. What we noticed was the first. If you remember the first one we did, I told you. What did I tell you about this story? That there
I'm
were
a failure.
distortions. Yeah, right. Exactly. They were distortions of reality. I'm a failure. There was also
Nothing will work for me.
nothing will work with me. It's a generalization. So there's the 17 distortions of reality. Very, very good to understand those for sales, by the way, just by the by. But they're distortions of reality. And so I don't want to fake it till I make it and tell myself I'm the GOAT until I actually am, because it's also inaccurate. It's also a distortion of reality. Okay. I'm just doing the same thing on the opposite end of the spectrum. A little bit of it is not too bad. All right. I'm going to tell you, I do tell myself some things when I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, fucking look at that guy. Look at fucking godlike. A little bit of that is okay. But what I want to do is give us some accurate stories to tell ourselves. What would be some more accurate stories when we're tackling the problem, looking at achieving the result of finding an offer that aligns with me?
The good
Say again?
offers go to I was going to say the good offers go to people who put the work in and are prepared to fulfill in that offer. I don't know,
Yes.
something like that.
I love that. Good offers go to those who deserve them.
Yeah. I would say another one is it may be hard, but people are already doing what I want to do. So if they can do it,
Yes.
I can do it as well.
Oh, I love this one. This has been like a mantra for me. Less smart people than you and I have done it. Trust me, I know a lot of them. Less smart people than you and I. I'm fucking one of them. I've done it. What else?
You can say I'm making progress, even if it's slow.
Yes, my man. There we go. Progress beats perfection. What else?
After each failure,
They're
I'm
always
one step
working
closer
out.
to success.
Each no is one step closer to a yes. What was the other one?
Things are always working out. I'm there for a reason. It's the
Yeah.
reason, it's taking me to where I want to go, whether it looks like it or not.
Oh, beautiful. Everything is always working out. Wow, you
Everything's a
guys are
blessing.
everything's a blessing. You guys are on a roll here. Do you want to throw some more in there?
It's good.
I mean, another one would be that all the difficulties I'm facing are helping me form my character, develop new skills, grit, all these things, which are
Yes.
the fact, you know.
Yes. I am building. Oh, look at how we can fill this page already. I am building the most valuable asset, me. I'm building the skills and the character traits that are going to allow me to do anything. I'll tell you a little side note. The very first offer that I closed on, I did very, very well the first 4 months. It got me out of crippling debt. Thought I was king of the world. And then January 2022, there was an iOS update that killed their ads. So I went from, 4 or 5 deals a week to 3, 4 deals a month. Panic set in, stress, anxiety, the couple of calls I had on the calendar, I had to close them. The pressure was there. And so my results obviously dipped, obviously. And so they actually demoted me to, I'm going to say they had to cut one of the closers, and I was the most recent one in there, and I was underperforming. So they moved me to setting. Now, rather than take it as a demotion, and rather than take it as, oh, woe is me, this is it, this is the end, I'm never gonna make $1 again, I literally said, well, fuck, I don't know how to set. So let me figure this shit out. Let me take this opportunity. And I run the math. Well, I only had to set 3 calls a day to make like $6 grand a month. I was like, well, that's fine. It's not even that bad. And so I just threw myself at it because I knew if I have this skill, nobody's ever going to take it away from me again. That skill's like it sits in here now. I can go dead flat broke as many times as I want in my life, over and over again. And as long as I got a phone and an internet connection, I'll be fine. And so this is that's just a small little side personal note that this is a hugely beneficial story. Have we got any others? You guys see what wording does? Look at this little side quest. So before I asked you what else. As soon as I did anything else, it stopped. If you want a prospect to give you an answer, don't ask him, is there anything else? Is there anything on your mind? Is there any reason you could find out? Is there anyone else that you know? Never ever ask them anything. Ask them what. By the way, if you actually want them. Yeah. Do you see that live in action? How that works? And I always do. I always do that when I want to move on to the next point. If I'm running a meeting, I'll say what else, and then when I want to wrap it up, I'll say anything else. It works every single time. Cool. So this is our story. What are these stories? Let's run through them again real quick. Yeah, we're still on track to get into a bit of strategy. What is telling myself good offers go to those who deserve them? Less smart people than you and I have done it. Progress trumps perfection. Each knows one step closer to a yes. Everything is always working out for me. I'm building the most valuable asset, which is me. I'm learning a skill set. I'm acquiring a skill set that nobody can ever take away from me again. I will work until I get what I want. And I am willing to wait 5 years for it. What are these sort of stories going to do to my state? So think,
keeps you out of fight or flight. You feel better. You're going to be more at peace. You're more like the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in because keeps you less stressed, more non-resistant. Whereas if you tell yourself the negative stuff, it keeps you more in fight or flight and trying to figure out how you can close that deal because now you only got three leads a week, right?
Yes, exactly. Love it. I love it. What else? There we go. What else?
I think you would enjoy the process more.
I fucking think so too, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez. There'd be a point to it, wouldn't there, apart from the end result? This is about the process.
Yeah.
If I'm always worried about land of the roll, well, I'm stressed about the outcome that I don't directly influence. Yes, you're going to enjoy the process. Beautiful. What else? Am I going to be more optimistic or pessimistic?
Optimistic for sure.
Optimistic.
Over time, you're going to be more positive. It's going to build the neural networks, right? You're going to actually start thinking more positive because you tell yourself that story every day instead of saying, "Oh, life sucks." And when you're on the other end, because you get experience, life reflects back to you what you hold internally. So if you're telling yourself that it's good, you start seeing things as good, and they come back, and you're looking for opportunities, and you're staying on track as opposed to watching your whole fucking life fall apart.
Jim gets it. The world is not as it is as you are.
Exactly.
The world is not as it is as you are. I'd probably feel resolve. I'd feel at rest. I'd feel patient. Me personally, I'd also feel confident. I'd be like, I'm just gonna fucking outlast you motherfuckers. I'm gonna just outwork you. I'm just gonna get better at this. It doesn't matter how long it takes me. Any other states you guys feel that would put you in those stories?
I think you would have a positive energy that would radiate to the people you talk to. So this would improve your results.
You're gonna vibrate on a higher frequency.
Yeah.
You go.
Once you vibrate on a higher frequency, you attract higher frequency opportunities. Yeah, let's go. Loving this. All right. So what's the strategy going to look like? Now, before we do like actual tactical, what do you think this story in this state is going to do to our strategy?
Smarter rather than harder.
We're going to work smart. Probably work harder, but just by default.
Right, but it's not going to feel as hard.
It's not
even
going to feel
easy. It's going to feel in the flow. You're going to be in the flow. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you probably going to work longer on this way?
You won't feel like it, but yeah.
Yep.
Hard, yeah. Depends on what your goals are. If your goals are not to work hard. Longer, maybe not.
Yeah, true. But if you enjoy the work, you're probably going to be putting in the work, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true.
Because we always do more of what we want to do and what we like to do.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, and our strategy is going to probably become pretty damn resourceful, isn't it?
Yes.
Because now now that I've got this more abundant mindset, I'll probably see more opportunities than I do problems. Would that be fair to say?
Yep.
So from
Fair
here,
enough.
results are going to be better or worse,
Better.
Much better. Yeah.
which is going to make me tell what about myself, which
Your
is going to put
story.
me in which state, which is going to do
Better
what's my
state.
strategy. There we go.
Better strategy. Yes.
Beautiful. All right, you guys get it. I love it. Cool. So, let's open up a few more pages before I run out here. Let's get into, and before we move on, any questions on this?
I think super reasonable and super logical.
I was just gonna
Mhm.
say one thing. Maybe this is something you're gonna talk about, but how do you get yourself out of the stories that you tell yourself? Like, for example, you're constantly saying like, "Oh, I'm a failure," or "I'm this, I'm that." How do you stop yourself? Like, I know it's like it's easier when you look at it from this perspective, but how do you catch yourself when you're in that state?
Yeah, very, very good question. If we could bottle that and sell it, we'd probably be billionaires, wouldn't we? So it's funny because the key is in the question. It is catching yourself. It is becoming aware of these things. It is becoming mindful of these things, and that can come in many different forms. It can come in the form of, it can be journaling, and so you're writing down how you're feeling and what you're doing and what your day's gone like and what the next day is going to be like and what you're working on and your goals, and you just like read it back and you're like, Jesus, who is this miserable motherfucker? Right? It could be
Yeah.
easy as that. It could be in the form of, you guys like to meditate. It could be in the form of talking this through with coaches, with peers, with friends, having them call you out on these language patterns. And as you guys get into sales, as you'll notice, I like one of the, so three sort of levels of skill that I've seen in sales is level one is kind of like knowing what to say. Level two is knowing why you're saying it. But level three is knowing what you're hearing. And so once you get very, very, very good at hearing language patterns, which is, is just something that I just can't not do anymore. You'll start hearing it in yourself as well as others. So when you do catch these things through whatever method you choose, meditation, journaling, journaling never stuck very well for me. I've only been able to journal very, very well recently by using it purely for the business. And it's very strange. I've never been able to journal for me personally, but for the business, it's been incredibly powerful. But yeah, I like to meditate. I got into it, probably 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago, went through a phase, twice a day, all this kind of stuff. And you just, you train your brain to notice things, to look at things, just to be aware of what's happening. And so that is the key to breaking the cycle here is here in story. That's where it starts. And so the first thing is the awareness, as you notice that it's just becoming aware of it. And then here's the thing. Andrew's right on the money there in the chat. It's not then a case of saying, okay, I'm saying this, I've just got to say the opposite of that. It doesn't quite work it hasn't quite worked for me as well as simply just making a habit of being grateful for what I do have. So that could be in the form of gratitude journaling. I do 3 things: first thing in the morning, last thing at night, because it stops me looking at my phone. So this is just a simple hack. Rather than grab my phone first in the morning, I hide my phone like under a t-shirt or something, so I don't even know where it is. And I have oh, here it is. A little gratitude journal there. I just flick that open and just takes me 5 minutes, but it's 5 minutes that I'm not falling back asleep. I'm also not getting out of bed yet because I'm not maybe ready to fucking fight cure world hunger just yet. But I'm not looking at my phone. So this could be like gratitude journals and lists. But the big thing, the superpower, is actually self-acknowledgement. So something funny happens when you self-acknowledge is that you start seeing more of it. Let's see if we can do it. Hang on. Yeah. That's an I. Is you start seeing more of it. Okay. And so at the end of the day, this is probably even more powerful than gratitude journaling, is what are 3 things that I can acknowledge myself for today? Now, in the beginning, day one, you might be sat there for 20 minutes scratching your head, being like, I don't know. I didn't die. that might have to be number one. But a very funny phenomenon starts happening is that you start seeing more of it. Who's heard of the reticular activation system? Anybody heard of the yeah, Jimmy has, of course he has. Reticular activation system. Okay. If I were to ask you to, if I were to say, Jovan, have a quick look around the room, your room, and look at all of the red things in the room. Just take a minute there. Have a little look. How many you can find. Cool. Got a few?
Yeah,
Sweet. Okay, cool. How many green things did you see?
none.
Why not?
Because I haven't focused on green things. And that's actually I heard that from Tony Robbins.
Yeah, he did it to Theo Von. Did you guys see that? Did you see that one? He did it to Theo Von on a podcast with him. He
No.
Yeah, so you didn't see any green things because you weren't looking for them, were you?
Exactly.
When you were looking for the red things, did some of the more orange things in the room catch your eye and you were like, ah, that's red enough, I'll count that.
Yeah.
Did you do it? Of course you did. Yeah, everybody does it.
Yeah.
Why? Because I want to
Yeah.
succeed. I want to win.
An orange
I want
thing.
that dopamine rush. Exactly. I want to win. I want to succeed. I want that little dopamine rush. Yeah, fuck yeah. That's all. That orange. Yeah, that's red enough. I'll count that. And so what happens is, and this is coming back to your question there, Ibrahim, is that you start seeing more of these things, and so you start identifying with positive character traits, which then strengthens your identity. I thought it had a Y in there. It doesn't. It just strengthens your identity as someone who makes progress over perfection, who is enjoying the process, who is positive and optimistic, because now you're looking for these character traits in yourself and you're acknowledging yourself for them. Who here is incredibly good at beating themselves up when they don't get a result, don't make a sale? Who's, yeah, you guys too? Yeah, welcome to the fucking club. And so if all I do is I notice those negative traits about myself and I see more of them, and I train my brain to punish myself for not living up to the expectations that I set on myself, nobody else. I literally rigged the game to lose. It's madness. It's insanity. And so that is probably the superpower, to be able to start reshaping the story that you tell yourself about yourself. Is just acknowledge yourself for good things that you did that day. No matter how big or small, they will start small and they will get bigger and they will get bigger and they will get bigger. Make sense? Right.
Very cool.
Sweet. So,
Adam, can I
Yes,
ask
man.
one point just to get your opinion on it? Because me myself, I have not decided, right? So I think for a lot of people, even for most, you could say that also negative emotions act as a motivator. I'm angry, I'm in this situation, I'm angry, I don't have this or that, or have not achieved X and Y, and this, proposes you to take a specific action. Me myself personally, even though I understand the mechanism, I don't think it's the healthiest, but I do understand it has a function as well. So I would like to hear also your thoughts on it, because sometimes you may understand all this, what we're saying, but you don't want to let go because so far you've been fueled from the frustration, let's say, right? So I'm not settled with this. I don't have a.
Yep.
I
All
don't know
good.
what's better, yeah.
I'm drawing a rocket ship. I'm going to draw Jeff Bezos' rocket now. I'm drawing a rocket ship. Right. So, I call that dirty fuel. Dirty fuel will push a rocket ship to get into motion. I don't have a better word for it than other than light energy or light fuel. Is the thing that once in orbit keeps it moving. Dirty fuel is the I'm broke, I suck, I'm tired of sucking. I'm not living up to my dad's expectations. I need to show him. I need to show the world, all this kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I've been there. It gets you a certain way. It runs out. And so the dirty fuel is I have to. Light fuel is I want to. And this is a very subtle shift that I only went through this recently, guys. Like this is literally last year that I switched from I'm turning 37 in a couple of weeks, right? There's never the right time. It was only last year that I had a really, really big shift from I have to because otherwise I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, nobody's gonna respect me, and it's that and the other, and my mom and blah blah blah. To no, do you know what? This is what I want to be doing. I don't care about anything else. This is genuinely what I want to be doing. And so that's kind of all I'll say on the matter, really, is just looking at, dirty fuel's okay. It'll get the rocket ship off the ground. It's very, very hard to keep it going, though. If that makes sense. But I do want to make sure that I give you or we at least dive really quickly into some tactical things. So, who here has read Alex Hormozi's $100 million leads?
Yeah.
Ibrahim,
Part of it, yeah.
Apostles, yeah, cool. All right, so some may be familiar with the concept, some may not. $100 million leads. There's only 4 ways to get leads. That is in, let's do purple. That is public and private to cold and warm people. So publicly generating leads, because essentially what we're doing is you guys as your own business, as you know, closers, me the closer LLC, you have marketing, you have sales, and you have fulfillment. Every single business, the core elements are marketing, sales, and fulfillment. Now, as they grow, they might have back office, they might have HR, right? But these are the core 3 departments of any business. You LLC also have marketing, sales, and fulfillment. What we are talking about right now is marketing. Landing a new offer is marketing. Generating leads and having conversations and getting into interviews and getting in the door is marketing. Sales is you then landing the role, negotiating higher comms. And fulfillment is you then actually closing deals like you promised you to the business owner. Make sense? So if this is what we're tackling right now, there's only 4 ways to go about it. Public, cold. What is that? For those that have read $100 million leads, what are we doing if we're generating leads in a public manner to a cold audience?
Calling, advertising.
We're running ads, paid ads.
Yeah.
Okay. Public, let's go cold, private.
DMs or messages.
Correct. Cold outreach. DM, email, phone, whatever. Warm and public.
Content.
Yeah, boy. Warm and private. It's just that.
Networking.
Basically, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Networking is a function of
Referrals.
warm outreach. Correct. Reaching out to your network, building a network. Like, networking is the act of going from here to here.
Mm.
See how that works? You
Mhm.
start as strangers, now we're friends. That's networking. Right.
What?
So then, just to top that, there are, let's clean this one up. Boom, don't need you. So these are the only 4 things that you can do, There are 4 other people that can do this for you. I'll just run you. Oh, that's ugly. They can do this for you. Come on. There we go. All right, I'll just run you through them quickly. They are, let's see if I can remember all of them. Employees, clients, agencies, and affiliates. These are 4 people that can perform these 4 functions for you. Now, let's cross a few off. That's not going to work. This can work. This is a VA. You can hire a VA to do this for you if you're resourceful. So that is an option. Clients, you guys have clients. They're offer owners. They're your clients. Agencies, recruitment agencies. Affiliate is probably one of the harder ones to define here, but those could be advocates, let's call them for you. Friends that might refer you, business, etc. So those are all possibilities, but I want to focus on these 4 or these 3 initially. So the thing with these is, what we like to do is, because we don't want to, we're primed to find the shortcut, because marketing is constantly telling us there's a shortcut, there's a secret, there's a hack, there's a list, there's a thing, these people know something that I don't, etc. Our brain moves away from just going through the process. Our brain looks to, how can I get the bodybuilder physique without having to lift all those weights? Navy SEALs say it, don't they? You know, everybody wants to go to heaven, no one wants to die. So, in terms of cold outreach, content, warm outreach, in terms of efficacy, these two are probably on the higher end. This is probably on the lower end of efficacy, but 100% and absolutely not to be dismissed if you do it right. So let's just focus on these 2. The first thing, and I know I'm like building it up to the actual tactics, but the first thing we got to do is we've actually got to figure out how to manage my time. So who here is currently looking for an offer? Apostolos, Ibrahim, Jim, okay, Carlos as well. Apostolos, tell me, what's the time that you have blocked out every single day to do this, to find a new offer?
That's the thing. I have not blocked a specific time, so I try to do it in the evening, but it's not a specific time.
Yeah, got you. Ibrahim, how about you?
I haven't.
Cool. Who else? Who else was looking? I think you guys get the point. I've got to keep switching screens. I think you guys get the point. So let me show you my calendar real quick. I actually did a training. My last training 3 weeks ago was on time management. It was literally on exactly how to solve this, because this is where it all stems from. So this is my calendar. Every fucking minute of every day, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Every single minute of the day, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. If I hit 80% of it, I'm a happy man. But if I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, well, what does our stupid lizard brain do? So I literally will treat this like my calendar is like, do you guys remember when you went to school and you had a school timetable? And unless you were like me, if it said at 11 a.m. on a Monday you had math, you just sat down and obeyed and just did math for an hour, didn't you? Just because that's what you had to do. And so you have to treat yourselves the same way, because as much as we think that we're fully functioning, capable adults, we are stupid little dogs, and we need to be trained that way. So the very first thing is, if we claim this to be the biggest issue that we are tackling right now and the problem that we're looking to solve, I need to block every day, the very first, and I'm talking about every day of the week, the very first 4 hours. If this is my priority. If it's not my priority, don't do it. If it is your priority, prioritize it. And if you need to get up 4 hours earlier, you've got to get up at 5 instead of 9, like you're rolling out of bed, we'll fucking get up at 5. If you claim this to be a priority, and if you actually genuinely want the outcome, if you genuinely want it, and if you genuinely tell yourself, I am building the most valuable asset, which is me, and good offers go to those who deserve them, and I will do the work until I achieve the result, well, then this is the fucking doozy. Like, because that's what I'm doing. That's my priority. And your goal is the rule of 100. And this has served me so well since I've implemented it. It's excruciating. It's excruciating. It's so hard. But you won't die. It doesn't cause physical pain, and it will get you the result. So you just got to make a choice, haven't you? And so the rule of 100 is, for content and warm outreach, is either 100 messages or spend 100 hours making content. Now that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? So what do I do with that time? Well, when it comes to 100 messages, and like, this is so simple that none of you will probably do this because it's too simple. I know where your brains are going right now. There must be an easier way. There must be a simpler way. There might be. I don't know it. But if you really genuinely want to build the asset, which is you, that can do fucking anything in life, this is it right here. I don't know of anything else than actually doing the work that is required. Okay, page. There we go. So in terms of messages, it is literally just going through your Facebook, your Instagram, your SMS, even your email, and reaching out and saying, hey, how's it going? That's how simple it is. Hey man, how's it going? Reconnecting, networking, as we say, with absolutely no agenda and nothing behind it. And if you really want to do it well, read their last couple of posts, look at their last couple of posts, and reference. Hey man, saw you were in Mexico a couple of weeks ago. Awesome, dude. How's it going? Hey man, randomly just thought of you. How's things with the blah 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 offer, with the blah 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 business? And then in terms of content, because we've got to wrap it up in a second, 100 hours of making content. I'll give you just a real quick framework that's working well for me at the moment. Is far past, near past, present, and the one to use, I believe, the least, I would say, would be future. Just think of shit that you've done in your far past where you learned a lesson that really shapes who you are now and what you do now. What are some things that you did in the near past that were cool. Just look at your calendar, some of the sales calls that you had. Check through your EOD reports, some of the conversations you had with people, places that you've gone. Just look over the past couple of weeks and just write about the things that you've been doing, the lessons that you learned, and what you gained from it. What are you working on current? What are you doing currently? What do you plan to do? And everything needs to be written from a not a you perspective. I did this, not you should do this, because we haven't yet earned the right to tell anybody what they should do.
Yeah.
But nobody can argue about what I've done. And so, last little piece, my little flow at the moment, my content flow is I will do this. I will write Facebook posts. Then I'll see which ones people vibe with, and I'll just turn that. I'll just stick a camera on, and I'll turn it into like an 8 to 10 minute YouTube video. And then I can get an editor for very little money to chop it up into reels for like Instagram or Facebook as well. So I've got written, long, mid form, short form. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to, when you do reach out to people and when you start making these connections, the first thing they're going to do is to see your profile, they're going to see your posts, they're going to see what you're about, they're going to see you're a smart dude, they're going to see what you're working on, they see the results that you've got, the way you look at sales, and they're going to view you in a different light.